Going live again. Seemed like a number of you liked it last time, and is a lot different than the way that I go live on my other channels. So, it's amateur hour whenever I do these live streams. But I did want to hop on, and I may begin doing this weekly, where I just kind of show you some of my new pickups and talk about some of the things that I'm discovering. And I want to mention right at the outset of this video that one of the main ways I find new clone fragrances is when you guys recommend them. And so I totally look at every comment. I respond to most comments. And if you're going to recommend a clone for me, do me a favor and drop a link with your comment. That would be incredibly helpful, because sometimes I can't find them if they're misspelled or whatever, or maybe you know one website where I could pick it up and it's sold out everywhere else. So anyway, I love doing this. I love interacting with you guys. I'm so thankful that I get to do this, so thank you for watching. So, all right, I got some new pickups. I've got at least 4 fragrances I want to talk about in this video. And a couple of them are very, very good. As we get going, those of you who are hopping on, please like and comment, and I'll be able to see as you're commenting, and then that will also cause more people to be able to hop on and join us. So, all right, so first up, I'll talk about this one right here. I just released a video about this one yesterday, but in case you didn't see it, I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with Lattafa's The Kingdom. And so this is a dupe of Maison Elixir, and it's a very, very good one. I really like this kind of retro style bottle. It just reminds me of the 1950s and 60s. I actually have some pens, like click pens, writing pens from that era that have this same sort of ribbed brass look, and even this ribbed glass is very retro, but all of that would be irrelevant if the fragrance didn't smell good. I do have Maison Elixir, one of my favorite releases of the past few years, but I've been loving almost everything coming out in the Le Male or Le Beau lines for a number of years now. I had previously picked up and talked about, if I can find it, I think it's up on the top shelf, I won't grab it, but there's another dupe of Le Male Elixir, Rayhan Elixir, which is pretty good, but there's some funkiness in the opening that I didn't really love. This one, on the other hand, right off the top, it is just beautiful, minty, lavender, vanilla, very sweet, powerful vanilla, and then the tobacco and honey comes out, even with a touch of maybe incense or smokiness on the edges of that tobacco, which I get pretty much the same thing from Le Male. This is a beast performer as well. This is a 12-hour fragrance, and it hasn't even really macerated yet. I've only had it for 4 or 5 days. And so if you want a strong, accurate, excellent dupe of this, what I'd recommend is actually go to my video I released on the channel about this fragrance yesterday, and I have a discount code and a link there where you can get it for $36 with free shipping. It is really excellent, Lattafa The Kingdom. All right, another one that I picked up, this one I think has been out for maybe a year. I don't know if let me see if I can tell you the release date. I'll tell you right now, it's a dupe of Tom Ford's Effing Fabulous, and I am not going to drop the F-bomb to speak of a fragrance, but let me tell you when this particular dupe came out, and I'll tell you about that fragrance, the original. I don't know when it came out. I think it came out last year, this dupe I'm going to show you, but the original, whenever I smelled it in the stores, I never really loved it. It came across as very powdery, and I thought maybe it had some oud in it. I never really even looked up the notes because I didn't love it. I thought it's interesting, but it's so expensive. I'm rarely ever going to buy a Tom Ford fragrance at retail. I've never actually done that. And so it wasn't one that really intrigued me, but I've been seeing very good reviews on this one, that it's very accurate, and it's become insanely cheap, like $21 on Amazon. I'm just talking about Maison Alhambra's Fabulo Intense. And for those of you who haven't smelled the original, it's a leather, orris root, tonka bean fragrance. You've also got some clary sage and some other aromatics. It's got, I can actually tell you the notes. It's got a pretty significant lavender note up on the top. But what it comes across as is sort of like a powdery, oudy fragrance to me, but I don't even think it lists oud as a note. Lavender, clary sage, bitter almond. The almond is prominent. Vanilla, orris root, leather, white woods, tonka bean, cashmeran, and amber. And so, you know, to me, this is not as powdery as the Tom Ford, at least what I remember of the Tom Ford, but I'm not doing side by side. That was the thing about the Tom Ford that I was like, it's so powdery that's like 80% of what I'm getting from the fragrance. This one, on the other hand, the leather is very prominent, and the lavender and the powderiness and the tonka bean. So you've got orris root and tonka bean, which are both giving it some of that powderiness. But the first couple days I was wearing this, I kept thinking, what does this remind me of? It reminds me so much of something like, even yesterday, I probably sprayed on 5 fragrances on different parts of my body trying to figure out, what does this remind me of? And then it just hit me last night. It reminds me of the difference between Leighton and Leighton Exclusive, which is like oud, coffee, castoreum, and this doesn't have really any of those notes in it, but there's this sort of, you know, aromatic, oudy, animalic, sort of leathery feel smacked on top of Leighton Exclusive, and this reminds me, funny enough, a lot of that, the way that leather kind of comes together with some of those other notes. So this is one that I would say, for the cheap price, if you want to experience something that is definitely in the realm of niche perfumery, like this, you know, this is not something that anybody's going to be buying at Belk. You know, this is something that's definitely got some complexity. It's very interesting. I don't love it, but I do like it. And the last couple days, I've liked it more and more each time I've worn it. And some fragrances like that I've started out not loving, but I've liked it more and more as I wear it, have become some of my favorite fragrances of all time. Probably still my favorite fragrance of all time, probably, is Philip Plein No Limits, and I kind of hated it when I first got it. It's got a strong animalic leather with a lot of gourmand, spicy chocolate. You know, I absolutely love it now. So this one I think I'm going to like more and more. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like Effing Fabulous? Have you tried any of the dupes? What do you think about it? And for, again, $21 on Amazon Prime with free shipping, it's insane. All right, another one I picked up. And let me tell you, I buy a lot of fragrances on Amazon, and I often will put Amazon affiliate links with my videos. The reason why, and I literally make like 2% off of those links, 2% or 3% off of those links. You can easily verify that by Googling it. Maybe it's 5 in some instances, but I don't hardly make anything. But the reason I do that is because that's where I buy a lot of my fragrances. If I'm going to spend $100 or more, I'll go to Fragrance Buy because I can get free shipping. But if I'm just going to buy one fragrance a week or something, then I'll go to Amazon, get free shipping, and you sometimes find absolutely insane prices. I can't tell you how many expensive designer fragrances I have gotten for like half of the regular price. I'm going to give you an example. So I picked this one up last week, Hermes Eau Givre. This is like an award-winning flanker from Eau Givre. It came out, I think, towards the end of 2022. And I just hadn't picked it up yet. I like the original Terre d'Hermes. I've tried a couple of the flankers. This one I'd never tried. I blind bought it, and it is absolutely excellent. I got this for $47 on Amazon. So with free shipping, $47. That might have even been after taxes. I think it's gone up a couple dollars now. But even on discounters for the 1.7 ounce of Eau Givre, you know, they're normally asking around 60 or so, last that I checked. But I've got so many examples of that. Like I picked up the I grabbed Guerlain Ideal or L'Homme Ideal EDP off of Amazon for like $55 for the 100 ml. So if you just keep your eye out, maybe once a week, search for some of the designers that you're looking for, and you will often find them for no reason. A fragrance will drop from like $70 down to like $50. I got Le Male Le Parfum for, I think it was like $70 for the big bottle, the big 4.2 ounce or whatever. And so anyway, I'm just throwing that out there. Tips of the trade. Keep an eye on Amazon. There's reasons why the prices fluctuate so dramatically, but at the time I bought that fragrance was going for 120 even on discounters, and I got it for like 72 or something on Amazon. So, and the same is true with dupes. You can get them so insanely cheap. Usually after they've been out for a few months, they'll hit Amazon Prime dirt cheap. So I'm loving Eau Givre. It's very much, there's a big dose of the original Terre d'Hermes, that earthy orange, but then there's this sort of tartness, and there's a little bit of almost like, see how the glass is frosted on the back? There's a little bit of like a frosted sort of cooling, not menthol, but this sort of like cooling, tart, sweet twist on the original Terre d'Hermes. This one's definitely more mass-pleasing. Definitely one that more people would love. The original Terre d'Hermes can be kind of divisive. This one, I think, is totally not divisive. Pretty much everybody, I think, would love it. And this DNA, even the original, is just a compliment magnet. And I think the original smells better in the air than it does on skin. So anyway, another pickup that I just grabbed. This one I've had my eye on forever. I wanted to wait until it was really cheap, and I got it for really cheap, I think around $23 on Amazon. It is a dupe of Kilian Back to Black. I think that's, yeah, Back to Black. And it's Paris Corner's Amir, When Soul Gets High. And the thing about this fragrance, and the reason that I waited so long to pick it up, is this fragrance to some people smells straight like baby powder. The first time I ever smelled this DNA, I just smelled it and thought it smells exactly like baby powder, period. You'll even see, like on online forums, even with the original Kilian, people are back and forth like, oh, why would anybody want to wear that? It just smells like baby powder. And then the next person says, you're crazy. It smells like tobacco and cherry and honey and these sort of dark, rich, sweet notes. So I'm not about to buy the Kilian knowing that baby powder facet is something that that's all I got the first time I ever smelled it. Have you ever seen those pictures like on the internet? There was this famous picture of a dress a few years ago, and it went viral because some people, when they looked at this picture of this woman in a dress, they saw a black and white sort of checker pattern dress. Other people, when they looked at the picture, they saw a green and black checker pattern dress. You guys remember what I'm talking about? And so it was the exact same picture, but something about the way that our brain interpreted that image, half people saw it white and black, half saw it green and black. Fragrances can be exactly the same way. And even with us individually, depending on factors like allergy, or when was the last time you had COVID, or even what kind of fragrances have you been wearing in recent months and which notes are you more sensitive to, from 1 week or 1 month to the next, fragrances can smell extremely different. Not to mention the fact that whenever, especially a Middle Eastern clone, if it's right off the assembly line, it will most likely smell quite different 3 months later than it did initially. I could give you so many examples. Fragrance World's Hard Wood, whenever I first got that in, all I could smell was this sort of coarse cedar note, and I really didn't like it. This very synthetic, textured wood note. But now that it sat for a while, that wood note has softened, and this sort of sweet, almost creamy orange has come out as well. And now I think it's a really good fragrance. So all that being said, and I could go on and on about that, Maison Alhambra Hercules, which is a Harrod dupe. whenever I first got it, it just smelled like sort of a weak vanilla fragrance with very little spice going on. It was very generic. 2 weeks later, after it macerated a little bit, it smells like Parfums de Marly Herod. It's a very good dupe. And it's long lasting. It's like an 8-hour fragrance. The entire line, actually, of these right here, the Maison Alhambra, I have almost all of them. This one's the Cologne dupe, which I really don't even like Cologne. But this line, you can pick up all of them on Amazon for the low 20s. I've even seen them for like 19 bucks. And they're all actually quite good. So anyway, check those out. So I finally picked up When Soul Gets High. And it mostly smells like baby powder. You know, I wore it 2 days in a row, and it pretty much just, whoop, heavy lid on this thing. Pretty much smells like baby powder, even off the atomizer. So last night, you know, around 6 or so, I sprayed out 3 or 4 sprays on a piece of toilet paper and left it sitting there. And I came back before bed, maybe 4 or 5 hours later, and I smelled it again, and I got some cherry. I got some kind of vanillic sweetness. I still had powder in the background, but I'm wondering, after I wear this a little over the next few months, and maybe after it macerates a little, if my brain will begin to pick out different notes. I think the powder note in this is so strong that some people lock into it, and that's all that they can smell. But other people, again, get a gorgeous tobacco, cherry, honey, which is really what the notes are. And again, it's the same with the Kilian than it is with Paris Corner Amir. So let me know if you've tried this one. It's been out forever, and it's actually really cheap now. You know, again, you can get it in the mid-20s. So those have been some of my pickups over the past week. Let me know down in the comments what have been some of your favorite pickups. Let me see if I can answer a couple of the questions that have come up here. Let's see. Yeah, your chat kept popping up and disappearing, and I'm not seeing them anymore. But what I will do is I'll answer the one that I saw. If you want to ask your question again, it'll pop up and I can answer it as it pops up. But one of you asked me, where do I get my clone fragrances from? I'll tell you, my #1 spot is probably tied between Amazon and fragrancebuy.ca. Again, they tend to have the best prices. You can get free shipping. Fragrancebuy.ca, if you spend $99, you can get free shipping. You do have to have some points, but once you buy like one fragrance from them, you'll have enough points to get free shipping. And then on Amazon Prime, pretty much everything is free shipping. So I get most of my dupes from there. Fragrancebuy.ca is really good about getting stuff early. There's a few brands that they don't stock or that they don't get early. But then I will, whenever I see a dupe come out that isn't readily available yet, I will Google. And I bet I've bought from 30 different retailers, you know, to buy fragrances. And I'll just Google and see who has the best price. And then I'll Google that company if it's one I'm not familiar with. And I'll see what are people saying. Usually Reddit or other places will have a forum. I will just Google, like, is this website legit? And you'll find people who will say, like, yeah, I've been buying fragrances for years, totally legit. Or you'll find people saying, no, they sell fakes. Because here's the deal. Amazon is actually, for designers, you've got to be careful because there are fakes, not dupes, fakes on Amazon. eBay is full of fake designer fragrances. I have bought so many fake designers off of eBay, and usually I always pay with PayPal, and PayPal will go to bat for you if you do end up buying a fake. It's just a pain in the butt. You know, you got to spend a couple weeks, you know, harassing somebody to get them to refund because they gave you a fake fragrance. So I only buy from reputable sellers. If I go to eBay, I'm looking for somebody who's got at least a few thousand sales and close to 100% positive feedback. You know, but those are my main spots. I like Joma Shop as well. Joma Shop is awesome. I will often put links to Joma Shop because they will often have some of the best prices as well. I like the Perfume Box as well. I've gotten a number of fragrances from them in the past year. So anyway, I buy from pretty much everywhere. Triple Traders I've bought a bunch from. but I'm mostly looking for what's the best price, including shipping, and is it a reputable source? So any other questions you guys got, they'll pop up and I can see it and answer, but if not, I'll go ahead and wrap up the video here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. I've got videos coming out this week. I've got some really good videos coming out, actually. I'm doing a Creed clone buying guide. I've got multiple dupes of almost all of the main fragrances. I think I've got the 10 most popular or well-known Creed fragrances that are duped, and I've got a couple different options for many of those. I've got a beast mode dupe video coming out this week, and I have got some beast mode clone fragrances, and I'm sure many of you do as well. And then I've got some others coming out also. I want either this week or next week. I've got a best flankers video coming out, looking at designer lines and seeing what's my favorite flanker or the best flanker from some of my favorite lines. So anyway, thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you again soon. This is Justin, and Siage Sense.